Do you hear that? That's Europe being flushed down the giant toilet in the house of globalism. George Soros, one of the main plumbers responsible for the leaking pipes of Europe, is declaring to the public, like the proud Black Lives Matter funding billionaire criminal he is, that the EU is on the verge of collapse. While the Dutch Prime Minister says,
and let me be clear, the current numbers are not sustainable. We are running out of time. We need a sharp reduction in the number of refugees in the coming 6 to 8 weeks.
The UK's Express reports frustrated female refugee center workers who welcome the refugees with open arms and compassion are on the verge of quitting after regularly being sexually assaulted and even threatened with decapitation by a wave of 25-year-old male refugees. Meanwhile, the ungrateful invaders are now suing the German government, complaining that the asylum process is taking too long. Some European countries are beginning to fight back, as Denmark is considering moving the refugees to camps outside the cities, while a wave of derelicts dubbed rape-fugees victimize record numbers of women and children across Eurasia. But in Sweden, where the rape epidemic in particular is exploding, Sweden is funding a sniper training course for recently arrived third world refugees as part of their integration program. Despite the ever-growing refugee terrorist attacks across Europe, the sniping course began on a small scale in the fall. Interest exploded among the non-white invaders to take the course. Sweden has officially lost its collectivized mind. And where does the Obama administration stand on the preparedness of the inevitable confrontations within the United States? The Washington Examiner reports a pair of Department of Homeland Security officials told the Senate on Wednesday that the government does not search for most of the people who overstay their temporary visas, a day after DHS said that nearly 500,000 people were still in the United States after having overstayed their visas last year. Those DHS officials had to testify because the DHS has failed miserably in an attempt to implement a biometric refugee tracking system that was supposed to be up and running over 10 years ago, as required by law in 2004. The Washington Free Beacon reports, senior Obama administration officials had trouble in the past year informing Congress about the number of individuals who had overstayed their visas. The administration also could not provide Congress with statistics about the number of Syrian refugees who had been granted residency in the United States in 2015. There are currently 1,000 open investigations into ISIS members in the United States right now, and that number is trivial. The investigations of 113 of those foreign-born individuals with terror charges have been blocked by the Obama administration since 2014. So, America, can I ask you a question? What are you going to do when and if the rape of your sister, mother, wife, or girlfriend by Middle Eastern refugees starts happening in your town? John Bound for Infowars.com.
General, what do you think about the FBI saying that there is a terror alert on Monday about a potential Fort Hood situation?
The police are shoving people, shoving Alex, shoving the crowd.
Here we go, folks. I'm being assaulted.
Whether it's the radio show, the news websites, documentary films, or the nightly news, InfoWars is the tip of the spear.
Is this another false flag stage attack to take our civil liberties and put more homeland security while sticking the hands down on the pants on the streets?
It's up to us to set brush fires in the minds of men and women everywhere, and that's what PrisonPlanet.tv is designed to do.
You watch, the Assad regime is going to be blamed or accused of using chemical weapons against the so-called rebels.
What we see now is a war against reality. It's a war against the truth.
It's more vital than ever that supporters of freedom become members of PrisonPlanet.tv and share their membership with up to 11 friends and family. Visit InfoWarsNews.com today. Become a member, share your membership, and help take the InfoWar to the next level.